Good afternoon and welcome along to VLOG56. My name's Steve and this is superBRICKS. We are a BrickLink and BrickOwl LEGO reseller. Now then, starting the week this week with a couple of issues. First issue being the neutral feedback that I received over the weekend. Unfortunately, the feedback is well, it's just 3 stars. But I don't know why. I don't know what the issue was. The order went out probably about a month ago. I've had no other contact from the buyer, so I honestly don't know what the issue is and what I could have done to resolve it. But it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I think buyers, really should reach out to sellers if there's an issue, and give sellers an opportunity to resolve any problems. And then, from then, leave your feedback. But it's quite disappointing because it does affect the percentage. Anyway, I have reached out to the buyer. I've heard nothing back. I'm probably not going to hear anything back from them, if I'm honest. So they'll probably end up being blocked, which again is a shame. But oh well, nothing more I can do. Now, last night was our monthly get-together, our monthly video call with the UK BrickLink and BrickOwl Facebook group. Now, I'm recording this in the afternoon because my voice this morning wasn't really up to the job. Those who were on the call will probably know why, but it was another 6-hour marathon session. A really, really good get-together. Some good banter, but lots of really interesting conversation. And it just goes to show we are all different. We run our stores differently. We have different processes, and it's really good to sort of chat with other sellers and see how they do things in their store. I do recommend it. If any of you want to join the call, come and join the Facebook group. The Google Meet invite is put on there every month. It is really good. It's the last Sunday of every month at 6:30. Come and join us. It's good. And interestingly, during that conversation last night, we were talking about shipping to the PayPal address and how many of us actually check that the orders that have been placed on BrickLink and BrickOwl are being sent to the registered address that's on PayPal. Because in the event of a PayPal claim, you have to have shipped it to the correct address. Now, interestingly, a lot of us said we don't bother. There's never really been any point. There's never been any claims. What's the point? And literally last night, I got a PayPal claim. The claim was simply that they didn't authorize the transaction. They don't know what it's for, and it's a chargeback effectively. But when I looked at the order that it was relating to, it was actually placed on Saturday morning, I think. So the order hadn't actually gone out. It's actually sat right there. So I've not lost out. I've still got the minifigure that was purchased, so I'm not going to lose any money. I probably will lose the PayPal fee, but I think it's pennies. What's interesting though is the address that's on that order has been verified by PayPal, and PayPal has, they state shipped to this address to be covered by the PayPal seller protection, and the customer's paid for tracked delivery. So I've got 2 choices. If I send that out by tracked, I'm covered by PayPal. I'll keep all my money, or I can just refund the genuine owner of the account. But I just didn't understand why the address was verified. If it's not the genuine address, or if it's not the genuine person, it's all a bit confusing. What would you do? Would you do anything differently? Would you refund, or would you just ship anyway? Let me know. Put a comment down below. I'm just going to refund it. I have reached out to the buyer through BrickLink, I don't expect to get a response because I think it will be going to potentially the fraudulent person. But we'll see if anything comes back. I've got a couple of days to answer the PayPal case anyway, so no immediate rush. Okay, so what else have we been up to? As you can see on my desk, I'm building up another BrickStore file. I got these parts in because I'm building up for a rebrickable mock. But I also got some parts in that I need for East Midlands LEGO Hire. And it means I've got a set now that is ready. And so New Set Friday this week is back on. More about that later. Now, the other thing we did over the weekend, as you saw in last week's vlog, I got my wife involved in doing some bulk sorting. And that momentum really carried over onto the weekend. And we did a part out of set 75379 R2D2. I had 3 of these. So here's a time lapse of us doing the part out. Okay, so there you go. That was all of the parts all sorted out and arranged into individual lots, and then brought through here into the office and all uploaded. BrickStore file was created quite easily just using the import set function, and then it was just a matter of consolidating and adding all the parts. So bit of teamwork. We got it done pretty quickly, and it was a good sort of couple of thousand, maybe 3,000, can't remember now. A couple of thousand parts added to the store, so all good. Right then, it's now late Tuesday afternoon, and we're just about to sort of finish for the day. So I thought I'd just quickly show you, well, actually I can't show you what I've been up to today because, again, it's already clear. I've done another upload. I'm just trying to focus on these really useful drawers, to be quite honest. There's quite a few of them down in the chapel. I've still got a few upstairs that need doing. So I've been trying to work my way through them. There's still a mixture of new and used parts to get through. New is obviously quite easy and straightforward and quick, but the used does take a little bit longer. So I've been working on that today, and there's been another couple of uploads done to the store. The last one I did was this file here. Lots of these sort of Mario, I think it's the Mario sets, the sort of base plates and things. So lots of new lots, to be fair, that have been added. It's also been actually really busy in terms of orders. So currently today we've got 7 orders to pick, value of £48, which is really, really good. They've all come in during the day, so I'm really pleased about that. And I think early evening tonight we'll get all of those picked, ready for packing in the morning. Now, I've been able to sort of catch up a little bit on YouTube, and I've just been watching a couple of videos about Noah's visit to the US. So this is Noah from the Brick Shed over in Australia, and he's currently on a bit of a world tour. And here he is at Pop's Block Shop. And what's been a bit odd is I've seen him picking orders and doing part outs. And I always thought he employed minions to do that. So very, very nice to see him working. Well done, Noah. Anyway, I better get cracking on and make some tea. Hi everyone, I'm just doing another BrickStore file here. This was just a series of small parts, just as I was watching a bit of telly last night. And I've come to download the store inventory and I've hit a little bit of a problem. So if I click on the download button, I get this error: failed to authenticate with BrickLink using the access token. Now, when BrickLink and Lego did the account merger update, BrickStore had to change how they authenticate with the single sign-on process, and that meant getting an access token. We all knew at the start that the access token would only be valid for 30 days. But so just in case you've forgotten how to do it, this is how we're going to renew the token. Now I've got to be careful at this point because I don't want to give away my access token. I know it's there on the screen, but by the time you see that, that will be out of date anyway. So just bear with me. So we're going to press OK on that. Just had a BrickLink order come through, and then we're going to cancel that. But you go to extras and then go into your settings, and from there you'll see that there's a tab called BrickLink. So I'm going to try and sort of move away. Let's put the camera over here, and when you select that tab, at the very top it has your access token, and straight underneath that you'll find a link to BrickLink. If you click on that, it will open up BrickLink and give you, I can put it here, the BrickStore access management page. And at the bottom there is an option to renew your token. So press that, and the new token will be generated in a text box, and next to that is a big copy to clipboard button. Press that, and now it's been copied over, and you can come back to BrickStore. I'm just going to press that button there to delete it and just paste it, which for me is Control V. I think that's different on a Mac. Press OK, and now let's try and download the store inventory once more. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So hopefully you won't have any issues. I know some people have already started to report that they're having problems with BrickStore, and that's all you need to do. Just renew your access token. You're going to have to do it every 30 days anyway. So hopefully you can all do it. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday afternoon. Just another quick update before I go and do the school run. Now, for the last couple of weeks, we've been working on a little secret project. It's actually quite a big project because we bought a second-hand UCS Star Destroyer, and it was a price that was expensive, but it was a good price. And the customer, or the person who had it before me, had built it from new and had it on display, hadn't really been played with. So the condition of the Lego is really, really good. Unfortunately, there was a minifigure missing, but we managed to get a replacement from BrickLink, and that's why it's taken a couple of weeks. We had to, it all came in bits, so we've had to get it out, we've had to wash it, and then we've had to sort it and effectively reverse bag from a huge pile of Lego. So what we did was we recorded that journey, and so the next few clips you're going to see are from the last couple of weeks as we put together this set, and we're letting everyone know now because by now this will have been released into East Midlands LEGO Hire on New Set Friday, which we try to do as often as we can. So I hope you enjoy the next few clips. Now, this is exciting. This is a set that I've bought for East Midlands LEGO Hire, and I alluded to it on the Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. And it's a set that's been requested many times, but unfortunately has always been outside of our price range. Anyway, I managed to find an absolute belter of a deal on Facebook Marketplace, and I decided to take the plunge. It's still a lot of money. It's still going to be quite expensive, but I just had to do it. This is the UCS Star Destroyer. Box is on its side, but we've already been through the box. From memory, I think all the internal boxes were present. Yeah. But all of the Lego was completely loose inside. Sort of 3 of them was all sort of condensed down and all packed in. It had been on display for a while, but it had only been built, I think, once. So we took the decision that we needed to wash it and go through it, give it a wash, make sure it's all nice and clean. The condition of the parts is absolutely spot on. It's really good, and it almost looks new. It's not new, but it almost does. So let's have a quick look at the table where we've started to sort it out. Okay, so we've already got these containers here where we've done sort of first sort on all of the larger pieces and parts where there was just such a huge quantity. Obviously with the Star Destroyer there's lots of light bluish grey parts, but we've been through that and then we're left with a kind of huge pile of the smaller parts and pins and connectors and all that kind of stuff. And here are the instructions. The instructions actually were in really good condition. Again, I'm not even sure they were used. I think the person I bought it from might have actually used the app to build the set originally. So they're absolutely mint. They're certainly not going to stay mint when they go out and hire, judging by the state of the Millennium Falcon instructions. And I think that's partly because there's such a huge book. I mean, it is like a ring binder, but it's so big, it's quite hard to find the space to put them and sort of use them as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why Lego decided not to carry on in this kind of format. I think the UCS sets that come out nowadays, even though the sets themselves are just as big, the instruction manuals are split down into, say, 3, 4, maybe 5 manuals, which are a bit easier to handle than these things. But we have already created bag number 1. We're just about to start bag number 2. And it's just a simple matter of finding the parts that we need for each step. We put them in a container. And when we reach the end, we put them into the correct bag. And so far, no missing parts, all good. Well, we've only done 1 bag. It's just time consuming because obviously we've got all of this to search through, trying to find the parts. And as you can see, we're limited for space. Obviously there's an argument that we can carry on going through that and sort it all out into the relevant parts, but it would take up more than the whole table that we've got. So while we've only got that sort of pile of smaller parts, it just sort of made sense to us to actually start bagging up the set. We've got 19 bags in total to get to. We've done 1, so 18 to go. But I'm hoping that in the next sort of few weeks from today, this will be on the East Midlands LEGO Hire service. I need to sort out the pricing. I think it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the Millennium Falcon, simply because of the price we've had to pay for the set. But I'm hoping that all the people that wanted to build it, that requested that we got it, actually sort of come forward and hire. I mean, that would be the best bet. Anyway, this is a job that myself and the wife are focusing on. The kids did help me actually do all of this sorting out. We did that yesterday evening, which was nice because it got the kids around the table, looking at the Lego again, and off their devices. That might have been helped by a Vodafone broadband outage as well. So you know when I film this, because this is not going to be part of our normal vlog. I can't divulge. I don't want to tell anybody about this set until it's actually ready. So I'm going to put this into a vlog in a few weeks' time, which will make absolutely no sense in the vlog in a couple of weeks' time, but it makes sense to me right now. Anyway, I've got more stuff to get on with. Let's get cracking. Okay, just a quick update. We're on to bag 6, and just a little time lapse there for you. And I don't know if you noticed me sort of disappearing. Obviously, I haven't looked at the time lapse just yet, and that's because every now and again you can't find a part. Simple as that, and you spend ages sort of searching through the large pile, and it suddenly realised that it's probably going to be quicker to go and get it from my own stock, get it into the bags and move on. And if it does turn up later, we'll just mark it as a spare part and put it in the spare parts bag. I think that just, you know, keeps you moving along through the bagging process. And it means that you're not bogged down in just trying to find potentially the last one out of all of that. It starts to become a waste of time. So I'm taking a break. I'm currently missing this claw piece. I don't know if you can quite see that. I haven't come across one yet as we've been going through it. So it's probably in there somewhere, but I might go and have another look in my stock first and just get that one replaced. But I've got to take a break because it's that time of the day when it's school pickup, and I've got orders that I need to go and get ready. And we will continue with this evening, but like I said, I think we're on bag number 6 out of 19. So we're slowly getting there. Okay, there we go. That is the Star Destroyer all bagged up. Now, it has taken us a good few days, so I just want to say thank you very much to my wife for helping out. I couldn't have done it without her. It's definitely been a team effort, but we've got all 19 bags now, all ready to go. Now, we have made some mistakes, and that was evident when we were going through the last stages, so sort of mainly bag 19, as you realise that any mistakes you've made previously sort of show up as you're going through the last bag. And you can see here by the list of spares that we've made some mistakes earlier on in the bagging process. And what that means is, say for instance this plate here, we've inadvertently put the wrong size plate in a previous bag, and so this one's ended up in the spares because as we came across the part that was needed, I've actually gone and got it from my stock. So the spares will change over when the first person builds this set. But it is what it is. We're all human, and it's really easy to make a mistake when you're sort of bagging it up from a whole load of parts that are in front of you. Sometimes, you know, you put the wrong size plate in, for example. It's a really easy mistake to make. But we've added some extra parts into the spares, and We are short of a few pieces. We could have made a mistake with those as well, but I'd rather be safe. So I've had to place some orders today with some other BrickLink sellers to get those parts replaced. And the other issue that we have is the minifigures. Now there's only 2 minifigures in this set. We have one of them, but the other one is missing. Now we did know about that before we bought the set, so it's being dealt with. I've placed an order at another BrickLink store, and we will get it replaced. Actually, I should say, no, we didn't know about it before we bought it, but we dealt with it very soon after we'd bought it. It was one of the first things we double checked. We definitely could only find the one. But anyway, it's on order, and it'll be here. It's going to take over a week actually, because the seller that I bought it from only ships, well, doesn't ship every day. The next shipping day is on Thursday apparently. So today's Saturday, so it's going to be over a week I think before we get the minifigure. But you know, that doesn't matter, it's okay. The next challenge, I've got to find a decent sized box. I thought this box would be absolutely fine. As you can see, it's pretty full. Now if I bag it, you know, rebag or rebox the bags, shall I say, I dare say I can get that to fit properly. The challenge is these instructions, they just don't quite fit across the top, and that might be a bit of an issue. I do have a slightly longer box. It's a bit shorter in height, but I need to check the measurements of it to make sure it fits as a medium parcel, because that's the sort of going forward, that's what we want all of our sets to fit in. They've got to be able to fit a medium parcel. So we've got a bit of time on it, and like I said at the beginning of this sort of segment, this won't make it into the vlog until this set is ready. So there we go, Star Destroyer nearly finished. Okay, there we have it. The other minifigure has finally arrived, which is great news. It came a little bit quicker actually than I expected, so that's good. So we've got both the minifigures now for the set, and I've paid nearly £50 for one minifigure. But one of the key things that we do with East Midlands LEGO Hire is we always make sure that the sets go out with all the minifigures. I kind of feel that that's a really important part of the hire process. And I always sort of thought, if I'm going to hire out some of these bigger sets, then they need to come with the minifigures. I think some of them are quite rare, some of them are quite expensive, but I think it gives that sort of thrill to the buyer that they're actually using or playing with the actual correct minifigures. Yes, over the long run, they are going to get worn. I wouldn't expect them to get, you know, completely damaged or anything, but you know, I think it's part and parcel of the whole set as a whole. Anyway, these are the other parts that have arrived that were also missing from the set. Now, we could have made a mistake with the reverse bagging process, but these were the parts that we kind of felt we hadn't found. Whether that's because they weren't there to start with, or whether we made a mistake earlier in the reverse bag, I don't know. But they're here now, so everything's now complete. All I've got to do now is get these bagged up, maybe put together a sort of spares bag of other parts, just whatever I've got available really. I normally use the BrickLink list of spare parts as a guide, and yeah, get the new box out, get the set packed up, and it will be ready to go for new set Friday this week. So we've already put out a couple of teaser posts on the group, the Facebook group, so I will now sort of suggest that this is the set going forward for Friday. Without revealing it, everyone will find out on Friday what the new set is, but we are good to go. Okay, there we go. With a little bit of careful packing, the Star Destroyer is away. There's all the minifigures, all nice and complete. We've got a spares bag, and oh, they're heavy. There's the instruction manual, which is an absolutely brilliant condition considering this was a second-hand set. So that is it. If I push that down, the lid will fit on, and that is ready to go for New Set Friday. Okay, there we go. It's all ready. Now today is Friday, and we're carrying on now with the rest of the vlog. So one of the jobs we've got to do today is get some Facebook marketing done in the East Midlands LEGO Hire Facebook group. Let everyone know that this is now available, and we'll see if we can get this rented out today. So I'm just going to go back to the office and let's have a look at what else we've been up to. Right, well, it's been a very, very busy morning. Today's the 31st of October, so it's Halloween. And I came down this morning to 2 really big orders. This is the first one. These 3 stacks at the back, a huge order, a couple of 100 lots, but the customers ordered 24-hour service. And I saw that and thought there's absolutely no chance I can get that picked before I do the school run. So I've had to do that when I got back, and I'm going to get all that packed up now and get it to the post office, probably just as I do the school run this afternoon, to make sure that goes out today and hopefully will get delivered tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I think Royal Mail's 24-hour service is probably meant for business day, but it'll either be Monday or, you know, best case is tomorrow. There's also been another couple of orders that were placed this morning as I was doing those picking, so I've managed to get those done as well, and they'll all go out together. Now, the other order I got, again, it was quite large. Lots of pieces for the UCS Sandcrawler, I believe, which were stickered parts. Now, I did mention them in a vlog quite a long time ago, actually, when I was uploading lots and lots of stickered parts. So a customer from America has bought quite a lot of them, and that suddenly reminded me that I had a message come through BrickLink from one of my viewers. So I'll apologise now for not responding quick enough, but this is a perfect opportunity to discuss what you've asked. So thanks very much, Grant, for your message. Now, the summary of the message is to do with sending goods out to the United States. Now, Grant's actually mentioned Richie from the Yellow Brick Road, who was talking about the country of, is it country of origin? Let me just double check. Yeah, country of origin. And what should you put on the Royal Mail website for the country of origin? Because according to Richie, there is a difference between the UK and Denmark in terms of the tariff that's been applied to the order going out. Now, when I read that, I thought, oh, hang on a minute, I've always used Denmark as the country of origin. And I thought, I'd better check, I better see which is the right country to use, and an understanding of why that's important. And the comment about the different tariffs from Richie is absolutely spot on. It is I think it is a bit of a grey area. There doesn't seem to be this place where you can get a definitive answer, but it looks like the UK tariff is 10% and Denmark is about 15%. However, everywhere that I've read makes it really, really clear that you should put down the correct country of origin. That correct country of origin is where the item was manufactured. And that's really, really difficult for Lego because it's manufactured all over the world. And there is no way, absolutely no way of knowing exactly where your Lego pieces came from. I'm obviously mostly parts, so where were those parts actually manufactured? I don't know. So it does say that it's fair enough to quote Denmark because that is the headquarters of Lego. There's no way of anybody proving or disproving that that Lego was not manufactured in Billund. So it's fair to say you can put Denmark, or you should put Denmark as the country of origin. Now, Does it make a difference to the tariff that you're going to pay? Well, I'm going to find out when I put this order through the Royal Mail click and drop system. I'm going to put it through as Denmark and have a look at the fee that they've charged, and then I'm going to go back and change it to the United Kingdom and see if it changes the fee. Just as an experiment, I will leave it back as Denmark, but I just want to know whether that fee actually changes or not. So that's going to come next. Now, the other things we've been doing, I didn't do any filming yesterday. I had a different project to do in the morning. A little bit of that on the screen there, but I then spent some of the afternoon creating a very sort of quick and small BrickStore file. Lots of minifigure heads and bodies and all sorts of stuff in there. But I got to my 100 lots and I thought, right, I'll get that uploaded. But I've not had a chance yet to get that finished. So that's still sitting there, ready to be done. And that's about it. We've still got quite a lot of sets coming back from East Midlands LEGO Hire that rushed just before half term. Customers are now starting to return them. So I'm busy processing sets for that. And of course, like I've just mentioned, it's New Set Friday today. So I need to get that post done. So I've got a lot to get on with. So what I might do actually, I'll get these orders packed up and then we'll have a look at the tariffs when I actually do the Royal Mail bit. But it's going to take me, it's going to take me half an hour, I think, to get all of that packed away. So let me crack on with that first. Okay, so I'm in Royal Mail's click and drop, and I'm going to try and be really careful here because obviously I don't want to give away any personal details. I'm also holding the camera, so it might be difficult to type. Now, the first part of this, I don't actually know if there's a problem or not, because I'm going to show how I've always done it since I started using click and drop. I would type in Lego, press search, and it comes up with this tariff code 9503 000011. And in kind of researching what the tariffs were all about, how they're applied, this particular tariff number actually applies to a variety of toys which Lego would normally fall under, but the 11 at the end means that it's suitable for children aged up to 3. And there is another code, ends in 13, which is for children aged up to, I think, 12, something like that. And I've always just chosen this one. I've never noticed these drop down buttons, but they don't do anything. This is the only one that appears in the list, and it's the one I've always used. And now I'm doubting myself as to whether that is the correct goods code or not. Anyway, for the purposes of this, we're going to leave it at that because this is the most important thing, the country of origin. So I'm going to start off with UK. I'm going to change it back to Denmark before I actually pay for this. So we'll put it as United Kingdom. The declaration category is obviously sale of goods. And then we need to fill out the unit weight and the value of the order. Now, what I always do here is I leave the quantity as 1. I'm certainly not going to start measuring out all of the Lego. And I knock off the overall parcel weight a little bit for the packaging. Now, the unit price of the order, I think was £28.33 from memory, and then I just need to put in the invoice number and the invoice date. Okay, so that's done, and now we're going to hit apply, and because in fact I'm going to hit apply, pay and generate because this is the only order that I'm currently processing, so it should be safe to do that. Let's see what happens on the next screen. Yeah, we look good. So there you go. The value of the postage is £14.40 for the service that I've selected, which is absolutely fine. The customer's paid for that, so no problem there. The customs duty fee is £2.83 and a handling fee of 50p, making a total of £17.73. So as you can see straight away, the customs duty fee is £2.83. That's 10%. 10% of the order is the duty fee plus raw mails a 50p charge. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go back into that order and amend it so that we choose Denmark. Okay, so there you go, we've changed it to Denmark. Everything else is still the same. So let's just go down, apply, pay, and generate. And there you go, the customs duty fee has now changed to £4.25. Now, I haven't calculated that, but I'm going to presume that that's 15% of the order. So there you go, the country of origin does matter, and it does change the customs duty fee, just like Richie from the Yellow Brick Road had stated. Now, what's really, really important is the risk in getting this wrong. If you get this wrong, there's a chance that customs in the US will hold up the parcel. They could delay it. They could charge the customer more money. They could refuse to import it into the country and send it back. Who knows? Who knows what they might do? There are some rules, there's regulations, there's, I don't know if they're called laws. I don't know. But I think it's important that you do use the correct country of origin. In this case, it is Denmark. And as this is a customs duty fee, your customer is going to pay this. So I think I've talked about it before. I have my settings, my postage settings for US only, and I have a fee built into that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to double check that the percentage is correct. Now that we've carried out this exercise and we've proven that changing the country of origin does indeed change the customs duty fee. So we're just going to make sure that that's correct. But I have checked the value, £4.75 is the total fee here, and thankfully it is covered by what the customer has paid for. So I've just checked my settings, and originally they were set to 50p plus 10% of the order total because, as we all know, the UK tariff is 10%. And I think I touched on this before, that I couldn't quite work out how BrickLink calculated it. But I've just had another look at that United States order and looked at the fee that was charged on top of the other fees and tariffs and everything. And it looks like BrickLink add the total order value plus the shipping cost and then apply this rule. So the customer was charged 10% plus 50p. Now, thankfully, that was enough to cover the Royal Mail fee. Now, Royal Mail only charge it on the value of the order. They're not looking at the amount of postage that's been paid for the service. So I have changed mine to 15% because I don't want to run the risk of the customer not paying enough to cover the tariff. I kind of feel that because of the extra work we've got to do, have we got any extra work to do? No, not really. Does it warrant it? I really don't know. I'm gonna leave it at 15%. I'm gonna see how it turns out. We don't do many orders. I certainly don't want to sit here and rip people off. I suppose it will depend on order values. At the end of the day, it's a percentage, so order values is going to definitely come into it, and also what service they select in terms of the postage service, whether that's a track service or not. This particular order was a track service, and so there was about a £15 delivery charge applied. So we'll see how we get on. If I find that there's too much left over at the end, I will probably drop it again, maybe down to 12 or 13%. Like I said, just to make sure that we're covering the cost of the actual tariff. Okay, so Grant, hopefully that has answered your question. Appreciate you contacting me, and I'm glad you enjoy the channel. Right, I think I'm going to focus now on getting this lot put away. These are all the minifigure heads. Sorry, I just realised that I might not actually have my microphone plugged in. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm going to check it out in a minute. If not, I'll have to reshoot the whole segment. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to get this lot put away after lunch and then have a bit of a tidy up because it is Friday afternoon. let's see how we get on.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all...
Good morning, it's Saturday and it's a lovely sunny day out there. Bit windy, but really nice and sunny. So, new set Friday, the UCS Star Destroyer, booked within 5 seconds of me putting the post out, which is a bit of a record, I think. So, really great to see that booked. It was collected last night and the person has started building it already, which is fantastic. And a good response to the post as well. A couple of people have reserved it for when it's next available. Now then, we uploaded that BrickStore file yesterday of all those sort of minifigure heads and everything. I think the total file was worth just over £90, which is really good because it was just kind of odds and sods from around the desk and some bits from the sort of unsorted collection of minifigure parts from in there. So there's loads of stuff in there to go through, but I kind of felt that I probably need to do a proper sort on it. Now then, orders have come in. So this one, there's been a message from the buyer. Hi Steve, hope this order helps towards your daily goal. Been watching since the beginning. Yes, I am piecing together classic space. Have a good one, Mark. Mark, thank you very much for your order. Yes, it did achieve the daily goal. Absolutely fantastic. He's bought all of my space base plates. So we're really running short now on base plates now. That box is looking really empty. But lots of classic stuff in here. All sorts of variety, all sorts of colours, including lots of that transparent yellow, which is a great order. So I'm going to pack that up shortly and get that out. Got another order there, and there was a couple of small orders that are hidden away underneath there, so you can't see addresses, including four minifigures, which is great. So a brilliant start to the month, and we'll get that done. Of course, because it's the first of the month, we've also got to do all of the invoicing, all the invoices that need to be paid, I should say. Brick Freedom, BrickLink, BrickOwl, that kind of thing. So we'll get that done and then we'll get back to enjoying the weekend. So that's the end of the vlog for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it and I will see you all next week.